The PGA Europro Tour promotes the future stars of the game, giving the next generation invaluable experience playing in tournaments in front of camera and competing for £1 million.
Blood and dust. All I've seen is blood and dust. Took my vows and lost my faith. Left with only vengeful wish. In my head, watched him burn into the ground. Only way that I know how. Boy, God ain't gonna save you now. But I bought my ticket, sold my soul. The angels left me long ago. I'm a sinner, dug your hole. The devil's feast is all you know. Bought my ticket, sold my soul. The angels left me long ago. I'm a sinner, dug your hole. The devil's feast is all you ever know.
Well, I'm delighted to be joined by former PGA Tour pro Johnny Morgan and golf journalist Kit Alexander. Another fantastic year we've enjoyed. Kit, what stood out for you most from the season?
For me, it's been the rookies this year. Every year you get a new generation of stars come onto the tour. As a developmental tour, that's the nature of things. And we've seen some guys this year that even though they might not have made it into the top 5, I think have really bright futures ahead of them. Guys like Richard Mansell, Marco Penge, they bomb it, they get it out there. They've got experience playing in America. They have star-studded amateur quality performances. I think we will really see them kick on and see the best of them next year, but they were exciting to watch this year.
They were indeed. And John, who's impressed you this season?
None other than Mark Young, actually. 3 wins on tour. I mean, came out, all guns firing, and really set the stage alight and just put everyone on the back foot. And everyone chased him all the way down to the final tournament here at Desert Springs.
Well, the season got off to a scintillating start, in particular with a visit to Oxfordshire and the stunning Studley World.
We've enjoyed an incredible week of scoring so far here at Studley World. The cut mark was the lowest ever in Europro Tour history at 5 under par. And at the top of the leaderboard, Scott Fallon, 16 under through 2 rounds. Yes, you heard that right, 16 under. 19 birdies in just 36 holes. It's all set up for a scintillating final round here at Studley World.
I'm loving every second of it. Hey, hey, I'm loving every minute of it. Hey, hey, I'm loving every second of it. Hey, hey, I'm loving every minute of it.
Half an inch from going into the front door of that hole.
Hopefully I'll play well today, and if I wasn't to win, then fair play to the guy that does go on to win. And I mean, I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself. I feel like I'm playing well, and hopefully I do.
Never mind darts, that was a bit more like snooker there.
I'm loving every second.
Fallon looking very comfortable in this position.
He knows his golf course really well. He's playing it well, and look, there's another great shot.
This man Scott has got the lot. Fallon hits the bullseye in the PDC Championship, his first win on the Europro Tour.
Scott Fallon there playing some unbelievable golf to claim his first win on the tour, but he didn't have quite the rest of the season he would have hoped for, did he, Kit? Just proving how much strength and depth there is on the Europro.
Absolutely. I've been working on the Europro Tour now for 6 years, and every year the talent goes up and the depth of it. I would quite happily take the top 10, 15, 20 guys from this tour this year, stick them on the Challenge Tour and even the European Tour, and feel confident they would compete and hold their own at that level.
And John, a very mixed season from Scott, as we've mentioned, just showing how important it is to maintain consistency. in order to perform week in, week out.
It is. I don't know if he had any injuries along the way. I mean, Scott is a hell of a talent. I mean, he comes from, you know, Beef's background, you know, Andrew Johnson, you know, knows him well, getting inspired by his old fellow countrymen. But, you know, what a performance he put in at Studley, but he couldn't back it up, and I wonder why. And I think he'll go back to the drawing board, come back next year, reassess, and I would imagine we'll see a fitter, stronger, more consistent Scott Fallon next year.
After a shortened event in Scotland, one that saw Chris Gain win in horrific conditions at Montrose, we headed to Clevedon Golf Club, hosted by our very own Johnny Morgan.
Ex-footballer, change of heart, decides to take up golf. 3.5 years into his pro career, and he's an aggressive player. You know, we're going to see a lot more wins from Mark.
What a wonderful day we've got here at Clevedon Golf Club.
And here's Mr. Young.
Wow, fantastic start. He's only the third player to start with a birdie all day.
Younger towering a shot, down pin eye, right of this flag, and I tell you what, that's going to be another birdie chance. Dropping shots left, right and centre, and well, we're going to a playoff.
Mark Young is the fourth first-time winner in 5 Europro events this season.
Second successive week down here in the West Country at Cumberwell Park.
Mark Young, I mean, cracking talent. I mean, seen him yesterday, and he was absolutely buzzing. He said he had it on a piece of string.
He's done exactly what he needed to do down 18. This is what you dream of as a golfer.
And Mark Young is the first multiple winner on the Europro Tour this season.
And before we move on to the heroics of Mark Young, John, I have to ask you, what was it like hosting a tournament at a golf club where you grew up playing golf and where you learnt your trade?
Quite bizarre, actually. And I got to say, like a fish out of water, really in not my comfort zone whatsoever, realising actually what goes on behind the scenes. Course was in cracking condition as well. Weather was massively on our side. Mark Young came up trumps. It so happened that week and went on and won another one. But it was amazing, I must admit. Very proud man, and everyone at the golf club absolutely thoroughly enjoyed it. And yeah, just I got, you know, give myself a nice pat on the back, and I give a pat on the back to everyone else that was involved.
You seem quite emotional as well.
It was lovely. It was lovely.
And you mentioned there Mark winning back-to-back events. How much of an achievement is that for Mark, in particular, having taken up the game professionally so late on?
Yeah, it's such a refreshing story, Mark. So often these days, in all sports and golf as well, you know, guys are prodigies. They're great when they're 13, 14, 15, 16, and then they go through all the official channels and you know they're coming, they break out, they're brilliant early. Mark's a guy that was making conservatories until his early 30s. I think just what a magnificent story, and how much does it say about the man that being given that opportunity, when he's playing his best golf, he can go out there and win, and he did it back to back, and he's had a wonderful season overall. So just so refreshing to see, and such a great guy as well.
Heard it here first, and after the break we'll be taking a look at the business end of the year. But before we go, we'll leave you with what can only be described as the biggest bromance in golf, apart from perhaps Mollywood.
I tell you what, man, it's going to be a great season. Hope my cameraman got that one. That was pure.
The wizard of the West Country. He started giving me the eye.
I mean, you're about that size anyway. Me.
Him. What are we talking about? Why did he just touch me?
Boom shakalaka. Put on the wing. Can you do that again?
Yeah.
Welcome back to the hotelplanner.com Europro Tour review show. For the break, we saw Mark Young secure back-to-back events, and a certain boy from Boston also doubled up.
It's an intriguing leaderboard as we head into the final round here at Wychwood Park.
As going into the second half of the season, the battle to make an impression on the order of merit intensifies.
Dave Coupland, one of the most consistent players on the Europro Tour. He's notched up the top 10s, but can he do enough to get that elusive win today?
Dave Coupland. If experience counts for anything, he could be a factor today.
Coupland?
this for his birdie.
Waited for the sun to shine. Then I knew I could free my mind. Now the storm is gone. We'll light up the sky.
Coupland zooms from 15th to 3rd.
Delighted to be here at Fox Hills for the very first time on the Euro Pro Tour. The sun is shining and what a glorious setting. Dave Coupland has lit the place up this week. 10 under par in the Pro-Am, 11 under par, breaking his own course record.
To shoot a course record one day and then beat it the next. I don't think it's unprecedented, but it's certainly very rare indeed.
Is this the best golf of your career?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
But at Fox Hills, DC was dominant.
Kit, there must be something in the water in Boston. How impressed were you with Coupland at Fox Hills?
Yeah, absolutely. Not just Dave as well from that small town in Lincolnshire, but Jordan Risdale winning this year. Billy Spooner, of course, winning twice as well. I might have to move there and see if my handicap comes down. But what Dave did at Fox Hills was simply stupendous. I've never seen anything like it. 10 under par to break the course record in the Pro-Am was something. And, you know, John, we always say as golfers, so hard to follow one incredible round with another. But then the first round of the actual tournament, he went one better, 11 under par, 21 under for 2 rounds. I mean, I don't remember that ever being done anywhere in the world, a player breaking their own course record in back-to-back days, back-to-back rounds. And then he went on and finished off the tournament. You know, that was just showed how good he was. And in many ways, quite dominant this season.
Certainly impressing this season. And John, what's it like being in that purple patch and feeling like you can do no wrong, basically?
I haven't been in that purple patch for a long time, but I can tell you it's the best feeling in the world because the clarity of your game, it all harmonises, comes together. The train of thought is very simple, very happy, you know, goes out on that and just shoots like 10 under in the practice round, like he said, and then goes out in the first round. Everyone's thinking, oh, he's done his beans. Yeah, you know, he's already done 10 under. He's shot himself in the foot here. He's not going to have anything. And he goes out and shoots 11 under and beats it again. I mean, everyone just stood back in amazement and just thought this guy is just on a crest of a wave here.
And he can only get better next season?
Without question. I mean, catalyst here, you know, winning on the Europro, the Order of Merit, you know, jumping up to Challenge Tour, without question is going to be an ace in the hole for Dave Coupland because, you know, that will build confidence for you no matter what. It did for me when I was coming up through the ranks, starting on the Europro, went to Challenge Tour, European and PGA, and, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Dave did the kind of the same things because he's got a very good head on his shoulders. I mean, he's very calm, but I expect really good things from him. I don't think we'll probably see him again, which is a shame on the Europro Tour because he's a good egg, and you know, but we wish him all the best.
From Fox Hills, the tour moved to Sussex. Firstly, Manning's Heath, Golf and Wine Estate, where Bill Hemstock saw off Dave Coupland in the playoff. Then to East Sussex National, where Tim Rice came through the chasing pack to record a victory. Then it was across the Irish Sea to Talfaris for another enthralling event.
It's a first visit for the Euro Pro Tour to Talfaris here in Ireland. One man to look out for a little bit further down the leaderboard is Mark Young. If he can make a charge today and get to 3 wins, that gets him 1 away from that £250,000 4-win bonus.
We said don't discount Mark Young, and that's the reason. No nonsense action. Yeah, he's showing his grit. Fantastic. Mark on the mark again.
And from Ireland to Scotland, the tour visited Newmarket for the final regular season event of the year. Players desperate to make it into the top 60 and make their way here to Desert Springs. In a weather-affected event, it was Harleford champion Billy Spooner who tamed the wind and the rain to secure his 2nd win and that Challenge Tour card. The stage was set for the 60 players to make their way here to Andalusia for the Tour Championship, and it didn't disappoint.
The 2018 Euro Pro Tour season boils down to this: one final round here at Desert Springs. and it's Yorkshireman Nick McCarthy who tops the pile heading into it. Tucked in behind him, Steve Surrey and Dave Coupland. There are plenty of golfers chasing further back as well. For Steve and Nick, they know only a win will get them into the top 5 and earn them promotion to the Challenge Tour. Desert Springs has provided drama in past Tour championships. We are set for a stunning finale to what has been a superb season.
Oh, and there it is. Could seal the deal, Scotty.
Well, that's it. What a time to produce a shot of that quality.
And sorry, fair play to him. The Cumberwell lad done well.
Next stop, the Challenge Tour. Needing to win, he's done just that. Came flying out of the traps with 5 birdies in the first 7. Couple of dropped shots around the turn, but got things back on track. And even with the bogey on 18, it was a fairly solid finish. In the end, a closing 68 for McCarthy.
It wasn't easy out there. You know, everybody was firing birdies out there, and you know, told my nerve, especially when I had the lead going into the last round. I'm pretty proud of myself. You know, it's nerve-wracking. You know, I always think that if you 2 or 3 shots behind, well, you can go out there free will and just try and shoot a low one.
Coupland's share of second, enough to win the race to Desert Springs, leapfrogging Mark Young, who finished joint 32nd. Nick McCarthy soars 21 places to finish 3rd. Challenge Tour cards also for Billy Spooner and Joe Dean, who just edges out Chris Gain.
Well, I'm delighted to say we're joined now by Dave Coupland. Trophy in hand. Has it sunk in yet? First of all, congratulations. Has it sunk in yet?
Thanks very much. No, I don't think so. It's very surreal at the moment. I've had a couple of beers, which is probably my only 2 of the year so far. So yeah.
How do they taste?
They're good, but yeah, I'm not going to have any more, I don't think.
Dave, you've been an absolute top 10 machine on the Europro for 2 or 3 years now. What did you do differently this year to make sure you had your hands on trophies like these?
Just worked really hard in the off-season. Switched coaches 2 years ago, swing coach and fitness coach. So that we've worked together as a team throughout the off-season, and the hard work's paid off really. So yeah, that's all to put it down to.
And I want to say as well, I mean, you know, obviously top wins, Dave. Take me out after you, bud. But, I mean, was it handy that someone like Mark Young came around and put his foot down on the floor at his wins? Did it give you the kick up the backside that you needed to really go hell for leather and go on and achieve what you have? Because you overtook him royally this week.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, once he got his win in Ireland and overtook me, it gave me that extra drive to finish the job off here. Or in Scotland at Newmarket.
How do you shoot 10 under and then follow it by 11? We've had this discussion already because it's a baffling thing, really. It's probably a world record, 21 under par for 2 rounds. But, I mean, how do you do that? What was that feeling like? Because it's quite bizarre from an outsider looking in.
Well, after the Pro-Am, I thought I peaked too soon. So I was just going out there and trying to shoot under par for that first round. If I can shoot under par, and then it just like snowballed. I didn't hit it close really, just hold a few putts, and then it got going, and then birdied the last 4. So yeah, it was just one of those surreal weeks, but felt comfortable from day one.
Top man, Dave.
Well, Dave, congratulations once again on your Order of Merit win. It's been a fantastic season for you. It's been a fantastic season overall, and we very much look forward to seeing you all in 2019.